last time? Oh, that's the scoop. That's so nice. Are we live? Are we live? We got to be live.
We might be live. It said it went live on. I got the notification on my phone.
Oh, as you guys can hear, it's not just me in the shop tonight. Let's see if I
I'm
can
here.
find our comments.
I haven't died.
Mr. Olson, good evening. Let me put this in. You know what? I'm going to switch cameras. You stare at the back of my head.
He's showing off his mess, everybody. Oh my goodness.
You know, this is the first time I've shown this side. I don't think I've. I mean,
Nope,
look,
normally it's drop downs on the. It's drop downs over the lasers or looking back towards the CNC.
Yeah.
So everybody is able to see the thing that.
Everyone gets to see my mess now.
Yeah, everybody. It's not, dude. It's way better than what it was. I'll give you that.
You know, and I didn't even clean it today. All right. So, do we have audio? That's the question. Before I turn around. Mr. Gatton's in the house. Good evening, sir.
Do we have audio?
I'm hoping for a thumbs up.
I don't know if we have audio. I don't know if it's pulled up yet. I should have just pulled it up when I clicked on it so I could see if we had audio or not.
Uh-oh.
I should have just pulled it up when I clicked on it. We've got audio.
Awesome. Let's see. It looks. Make sure everything's reading. Everything's reading.
Trains and TCG.
Oh, yes.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. We just got everybody in the house.
Mr. Olson. Mr. Gatton. You know, I should split the window.
Yeah. Instead of staring at the back of your head.
The
front of mine or the back of yours and the back of mine and the front of yours. I don't know.
All right. We got a thumbs up. Everything is good. Good evening, guys.
We're out in the shop today because the thing we're kind of going to talk about, if you haven't noticed, takes up a third of the screen right now. And it's a little big and heavy to haul inside.
Yes. Oh, by far. By far.
And that's only half of it.
Now, there's some cool things about this right now. Things have changed. A few things have changed.
Ownership has changed.
Originally, the individual I started making this for
he's fallen on some hard times.
Yeah, that he has. But in turn, it is now Andrew's.
Mm-hmm.
It is now Andrew's. Andrew got a fair deal on it.
I made him a decent offer, and he accepted my decent offer, and I feel like I got a good deal, especially looking at everything that was. And I was able to look at it.
Oh yeah.
You know, before making the offer, I didn't see the battery card that goes with it, but I was able to look at the motive power section before making my offer, and I feel like I made a good offer after doing some research and looking to see how much stuff costs, and
there's a whole second car that goes along with this, so it's not just this. And if I'm right, you actually gave him more than what he originally paid for.
No.
Okay, we won't go there.
I gave him about 85% of what he said. What he said that he paid for.
Okay.
Doing rough math, I gave him somewhere between 80 and 85% of what he paid for it, or what he said he paid for it.
Now, as you can tell, it's not glued together.
Yeah,
it's all in pieces.
I'm gonna move some stuff around, and then we're gonna twist the camera just a touch.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'll move my. Oh yeah. Check this out.
Where are those off of?
My car.
Those are out of your. Oh, your.
Yeah, the Lincoln.
Big car.
My big car.
Your stinking Lincoln.
My stinking Lincoln.
Must be stinking like shit gas. Pardon my French. Making noise.
So much better.
Hey, at least it's not the stupid North, or not the North Star, but at least it's not the what's the thing I'm thinking of?
Take that out.
At least it's not a 5.7 that has the 3-piece plugs that
Oh no,
are
that's
absolute
luckily it's the
garbage.
4.7. This is the good plug. I know that's the. So that's what I was doing earlier today.
That's the dead plug.
That's the dead plug.
Oof, those are really dead.
Yeah, that was.
I bet you the spark plug in that looks just as bad.
Oh. I'll just throw that one away. And we should be able to just wheel it across. I should have cleaned up my desk. See, it's not totally clean.
I know. Your desk, this desk, that desk, all the desk. Here a desk, there a desk, everywhere a desk. Old McShonald had a desk. E-I-E-I-O.
Well, it does roll nice on there. Whoop, I just knocked something over.
Yeah, the front grill's falling off.
Oh,
because it's not taped on. The grill, not the girl, the grill.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that camera down a little bit. Or you got it?
Yeah, I'm just going to do this. There. Now they can see the presence of. For those of you who haven't seen it in the back of his in the shop live streams, it is just it's a little 2-axle diesel.
Whoops.
Whoops, what? What's whoops?
Oh, that was me. You know me. I got to leave these comments up.
I know, you just leave
forever.
them up for like decades on end. That's what you do. Why wouldn't you?
Chuck is in the house. How we doing, Chuck? Mark's in the house.
Herzog.
Hey, Mark.
Herzog's here. Don't tell Herzog that I just bought this. I owe him money too.
Oh, you're not the only one.
Well, I guess I don't owe him money. I owe Laverne money, but
through Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta. I want to show these off.
Oh, do you print some train horns?
I printed some train horns.
Nice.
That engine. It's good looking engine.
Yeah.
But
the Aristocraft U25Bs.
Yes, sir.
I like them, but I don't like them. They're really light, but they're also, I don't know.
That's what lead is for.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna
go up. There you go. So that's factory.
That's the factory horn. Okay. There is the new 3D printed horn.
Is that one of Manimals?
Manimals?
Manimal off of.
No, this is mine.
Oh, you made that one?
Yeah, I designed it and did it all up. Oh, that's easy. That's easy peasy on these guys.
Yeah.
But okay. I'm excited. Can you tell I'm excited about these?
But see, it's slightly different than the original.
Yeah.
Is it slightly different, or is it?
I would say it's 95%, 98%.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Just the horn, just the bell on the horn is just a little off.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's cool. You just get some Santa Fe red and
paint it red. Right now, I want to.
I just need I need a 3-pack right there, but I need them to actually work.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Instead of the little car horn that's in this. No, I haven't. So, not last Friday, but 2 Fridays ago, we were supposed to do a live stream, Trains and Tech, and talk about this cab design. We were supposed to talk about how we'd go about designing and making a cab. Well, due to various circumstances, I'll let him tell you about the reasons why, if he wants to.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all good.
We just didn't have a show, but we sat here and designed up a cab for this guy, and it was cool. I literally just sat there with the machine or not even machine, I sat there with just a basic tape measure and just scrap wood.
Threw me numbers.
Just scrap wood. And I just made numbers, threw him numbers, and it's just, he's modified it a little bit, but I just took and made numbers out of stuff and measurements, and we made a simple one out of 1/8 inch, and then he that was just taped together with none of the tongue and groove, and then he's taken and ran with it. Changed a few things, modified some stuff. But no, it looks good.
Check this view out. Ah,
that's all the views.
That's all the views.
Can we? It's all taped together, kind
Go ahead,
of.
you can take it apart. You can.
Let's say, can we?
Yeah, the
show me inside.
Again, this is a prototype. Hence, if you notice on the, I was 1/8 of an inch off.
You're a little off on the top,
but I got to redo it anyways, which is simple.
But
you'll see how it interlocks on the inside.
Will the nose just come off, or is it?
It'll come off.
Yeah. There we go. Maybe. Ah!
I'm gonna bring this one around. Whoops. As I'm bumping into everything.
So eventually, this will all just be one big piece. That I was talking to Sean before it became not Bob's. I was talking to Sean about how we could go about attaching this to the frame, and it's just a giant,
it's a steel
3/8 steel plate that the frame of the locomotive is made out of. So I was like, we can just come up with some 3D printed elbows that then we just put some neodymium magnets in and just magnet the thing to the frame, and it just holds itself there, because there's not really much weight to this that needs held down. I mean, it's obviously heavier than the 1/8 inch that we made it out of before, but it's not that heavy. But yeah, you guys can see in here, it's a. If you would hand the camera down just a touch, you'll be able to see.
I should put the other one on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can tell, camera-wise, I wasn't exactly ready.
Yeah, we were set up, but not set up.
Last minute.
So this is a gas-electric hybrid. It's a kind of convoluted gas-electric hybrid that is going to get changed around eventually. But like I said, it's got a battery car. So if that tells you how this kind of works. The gas motor runs a 24-volt alternator, which then charges the two deep cycle batteries that are in series in the trailing car to get 24 volts. And then you've got a motor that then runs the drive system. And you have to tension the motor because the motor is constantly spinning at full RPM. I'm not necessarily happy with that setup.
Oh, we can always change it.
Because
hey, guess what?
Okay. Hey, what?
I just gotta
What'd you do? What'd you break now? Oh, that. See, that's not what I want to change, though. I don't want to change the motor. I'm going to leave the motor in it. I just want to take the regulator out of the alternator and get rid of the battery car so that the motor is permanently tight.
You know, that's fine. This is mine then.
I know that one's yours. Well, no, I've still got one of those too.
Yeah.
For the agreement we talked about. That's for the other one that I need to build now. Yeah. Basically, Sean got this in his shop, and we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, and he's like, damn, now I really need to build one of these. So, and then I got really needing to build one of these. So we've put some thought into it and done some price looking and everything. And him and I may also have eventually a pair of just electric Plymouth.
Just little scooters.
Yep. They just have a motor in the middle and then two batteries on the other side of that. But this one, I want to have the motor power the alternator, take the regulator off the alternator, and then power the motor directly off the alternator. And I know I'll still need a small battery to jumpstart the alternator. But that's nothing when I can run it like a real, diesel electric, where the engine RPM and the alternator RPM determines the motor RPM, and I can get rid of the stop go stick back here.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can get rid of the go stick, I could probably get rid of the stop stick too,
I think
by changing that to something else.
We definitely need to modify that.
Oh, the stop stick is going to get changed.
That's rough.
That's 100% for sure. But,
oh, by the way, Mark says it's not him. It's Caboose Stop.
Okay. Her, him, them, Cedar Falls.
Yeah.
I owe Cedar Falls money.
Good evening, Steve. It's so cool to see you on here tonight.
But yeah, we've got some wires to clean up. I mean,
you know what? Whoever thought that you would see an engine like this sitting on my workbench?
I know, right?
In the shop. Like, yeah, this is awesome.
But yeah, I've got 4 sets of wires here. 3 of them being speaker wire. That
was a fire
tandem
hazard.
Together to make one. I've got 12 gauge, 16 gauge. I've got 16 gauge speaker wire tandem together to make one 8 gauge wire. Yeah, so it's before it becomes actually functional, it's going to get a full tear down and rebuild and rework. And that may just include turning the motor completely sideways and just making it just a gas powered motor with a tensioner, just to
run
just an on-off tensioner.
A clutch, like on a go-kart?
No, I've just a belt between here and the motor. Just turn the motor
Straight
sideways
up.
Like we talked about, and then there's just a click. It click tensions, and then it just depends on the motor RPM. But that depends on how froggy I get. I'm going to try to get it running in this configuration and get it moving and driving in this configuration before I do decide to completely blow it apart. As most tinkerers always do. Who knows?
But see, that's the fun part. That is the fun part. And now that it's here, and I don't have to stress, you don't have to stress. We can pretty much do whatever we wish to it.
Yep. But I've got a lot of really cool 3D printed details that I want to put on the cab to go along with some of the lasered in details that Sean is going to do. You can already see on the nose here, if I don't pull it apart, how he's got the front grille lasered in there. And then he's got a little insert to go over it that'll just get attached over that. And then I want to make a grill cover that it's going to look like it's made out of re-rod, kind of like just welded together chunks of re-rod because they kept hitting shit. Oh, so that. But I'm also I asked him to see if he could put in just kind of laser etch in, like he did the outline here, laser etch in doors. So it looks like you could walk up to it and turn some handles and open the doors. They won't be functional doors, but it'll look like you could open the doors. And then I've got some some little 3D printed handles to stick on the outside of that, so that it looks like you could walk up, pinch the little handles and it open.
See, that's what makes it nice, being able to have a laser and a router at hand.
Yeah. And then he's got the little window inserts for the cab. I still think I like my little eyebrow windows that I had before, but I get the idea of making it bigger. I also
raised the cab.
You raised the cab by almost 3 inches.
And then we got to raise the back up a little more on the opening.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Not a whole lot.
No, it's just catching on the corner.
Yeah. But yeah. So, like I said, then we've got a whole battery car to design too. Figure out what I want to do there, whether I want to just kind of make a box car out of it or for the ride-on.
Yeah. Well, right now you'll need it as a battery car if you keep it this configuration.
Right.
Oh, scary.
Cameraception. Camera staring at cameras.
Oops.
But yeah, that's been...
So now they really get to see my mess.
Yeah, they get to see all the mess. All the mess, all the time. Hey, it was sitting here before. Lordy. Now it's sitting here again.
See if I can move this over a little, get more. Can I get more of you in this camera view?
No.
Get the flag.
Yeah. I could always scoot closer to you, but I might smell a little funny. I did work today.
Luckily, my sinuses no longer work. That's what I love about being able to resin print. I don't smell anything.
Say quit doing drugs.
Wish. No, actually, ever since having that COVID crap, I've never been able to smell. Here, we can actually scooch this a little.
Supposedly, Chuck, the motor doesn't pull enough amps to burn the whole thing down. If anything, it's going to be the gas motor in the back that I'm going to be worried about getting too hot.
Yeah, but the nice thing is the back of it's totally open. The sides are open. Then we've got airflow coming from the front. And we can still add vents if need be.
Right. We can add more vents and everything if we absolutely need to. And to answer your question, Mark,
that would be fun.
I don't know if I'm going to run down to Mount Pleasant or I may. I've got kind of an in with with one of the guys that runs up at Bob Bourne's at the I can't remember what the name of the railroad is, but up in Boone, and that'd be a lot closer for me. And apparently, it's a lot bigger of a layout than Mount Pleasant. But there's one of our G Scale Club members, or maybe a former member. I don't know if he's paid his dues this year, but he lives up in Ames, and he's gotten into the live steam up there at the EJ and K Railroad.
Yeah, matter of fact, Stan, Mr. Elliott, sent me a link to that.
Yeah, they've got some really cool Facebook content, or not Facebook, YouTube content. They've got some really cool YouTube content. I don't know where the camera. EJ and K Railroad on YouTube. They've got some really cool 7.5-inch gauge live steam content. Not a whole bunch, because it's just a few of them, and they're kind of old sometimes, and they like to run trains more than they like to YouTube. But it's still really cool content. I think
that's all of us.
Yeah, I would agree. But if I didn't have to be at Stiggers this weekend to pick up my ill-gotten gains from the Cedar Falls sale at Caboose Stop, I would be bugging my buddy to go up there to just kind of get the introduction to all those guys and get introduced to that railroad and run through all the safety stuff and all the stuff that goes along with that. Because then eventually, if that goes good and gets cool and everything, then when Sean builds his full electric, he'd have a place to run his too. Because I just got chickens and I already have goats and I only have a half acre, which is more than enough to run a
loop,
super small tight loop for this scale. I could run a 30-foot radius. No, it'd be a 15-foot radius. It'd be a 30-foot radius, but that'd be fence line to fence line. And then I'd have about 10 foot of track going straight.
Okay. Jerry, Andrew, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. I'm SpongeBob. Nice to meet you.
A matter of fact, Jerry, 3DHP, he's going to be having a show this week and tomorrow.
Yeah.
A matter of fact,
I think we haven't directly chatted with him, but you've told me about him, that he's got a wealth of information on his shows and does the same thing you do. And if you got questions, just ask type deal.
Jerry is more heavy, or a little heavier on the 3D print side of things, but yeah. It's a fun show to watch, and then tomorrow it's just a whole bunch of guys. So if you guys have any questions about 3D printing, including yourself, come on over. Hey Jerry, I believe you're a moderator, if I'm correct.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
he's blue.
Yeah, there we go. Throw a link up.
He's blue.
Throw a link up. Oh. Okay, that works. I like that.
I know. It's just kind of hidden down here so I can see what's going on. So I can read my own chats while you're reading your own chats.
That works.
But no, I think I would like to call EJ and K my home railroad and then maybe run down to Mount Pleasant if possible. But the 2-hour drive is a little bit.
Now, Mount Pleasant, there's two places. There's the fairgrounds that has 7.5, if I'm right.
Is there?
I think so.
Okay.
And then there's the other one that's privately owned.
Private. I think Ben's part of the private one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would be happy to run wherever I'm able to run. Is the kind of thing. It's one of those I have the train but nowhere to run it type deal. So if somebody offers me space to run one, I'm going to run it at the space given, um, assuming I'm able to get there. That's going to be my biggest thing for like wanting to travel and stuff. Like get.
Oh, of course not. I'm getting old, Jerry.
He doesn't remember anything.
That is the one. That is the one thing that's slowly going.
Oh,
Now I'm thinking a pair of those.
you're thinking a pair of these
on a because it's already reduced.
Right, it's already got the gear reduction in it. So this is it's you get your base motor, and then you got a regular gear on the motor, then you got your other gear, and then your chain drive gear. So it's a 350 watt motor, rated current 19 amps. Holy shit! Oh, because of the reduction. Okay.
A lot of torque.
Yeah. 2,700 RPM. Or no. 2,750 RPM.
I was going to say almost 3,000.
At 24 volt DC, output power 350 watt. I mean, yeah, you could easily run a pair of these in a little locomotive like this, powering each truck individually too.
Yep.
I mean, you'd be way overpowered,
but you'd
probably for the.
You could put some cars behind you,
assuming you have tractive effort.
Yeah,
you can have all the kilowatts in the world.
I know.
If you can't traction the wheels,
I'll set my fat ass on that.
I know, but then then you might as well make one of these that just looks like a recliner.
Train Mountain.
Yes, I would love to go out to Train Mountain. I've been doing a lot of research and YouTube and everything, and that pops up everywhere. But it's clear the F out in Oregon, and I know sure that my truck would not make it there.
Dude, and they just added a lot more to it. I've been watching a lot of the videos.
Largest 7.5 inch gauge railroad in the world.
It is. It's a beautiful layout. Now, I used to live in Oregon, but I lived in the high desert. I know. Glad to know I'm number one.
Yeah, number one.
But no, I lived in the high desert in Umatilla, Hermiston area.
Yeah.
But I'd go up into the mountains and just beautiful. So I can only imagine what.
Yeah. No, I've
the videos don't do it justice.
No, I'm sure they don't. I don't know if any of you guys are into the train gaming side of things, but I follow the YouTuber Heiss. Works at the Colorado Railroad Museum and does a lot of computer gaming as far as trains go and stuff like that. And he and a couple of his buddies just did a road trip from Colorado up to there, and they've got some really cool footage of a steam up that just happened early July. What you doing?
Oh, I gotta throw it. Oops, I didn't want that. I wanted my image.
Oh,
that works.
Oh,
I've got so many things
cam reception.
Yeah, it looks good. God, my desk is a mess though.
You're blocking most of it.
That's true. Yeah. Let me scoot over a little bit. There we go. Now you can't see it all.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I may get like a couple sections, so I have like 20 foot of rail, just to have at my house for like testing purposes. But I already asked the wife if I could make a railroad from the back of the house up to the chickens and back, or up to the goats and back, which is only about 150, 200 feet. She already said no. And it'd be just a point. It'd be just a point to point. But
throw a couple switches in there.
No switches, just point to point. But no, get this, and then a flat car. That way I don't have to walk my goat feed all the way back to the back, or walk the chicken feed all the way back to the back. You just throw on a flat car right back there.
Who's doing that? Matter of fact,
Millbrook Railroad.
Yes,
I've been watching a lot of his stuff too.
I love what he's done. He runs all of his heating pellets because he heats his house.
Yep.
Pellets.
He's 7 1/4 gauge.
Yeah.
He's 7 1/4 gauge trains on 7.5 tight 7.5 inch track. I think if I were going to do it, I think this is a true 7.5. So I think if I was going to run anything, it'd be 7 5/8. So it just got a little bit more play.
That makes sense,
especially through like corners and switches and stuff.
One thing I did notice, these wheels are a little on the narrow side.
I again need to just kind of look at the whole thing over.
Yeah.
For what I was told and for what I've seen and for what it is, I feel like it was worth the price I paid. Especially knowing that the tender car actually has a full pair of trucks underneath of it.
Yes.
Versus just
That's
another I was assuming it was another little 2-axle thing like this, where the axles are 12 inches apart and it was just 4 wheels. But no, it actually has a full set of trucks underneath of it. I'm a little bummed that there's no couplers on anything.
Yeah.
But I've found several dealers that have different ride-on scale couplers. One of them actually being a plastic, an ABS, maybe not ABS, but a composite plastic coupler that is about half the price of. Excuse me. It's about half the price of the traditional steel ones, but it doesn't rust. You don't have to paint it.
Yep.
And it's rated for a 700-pound pull.
Now, you realize, now that you said that, you get this together with the car behind it. We're going to have to 3D print a couple couplers and test them. I mean, that's going to be a given.
Yeah. I'm sure that trailer hitch that I made, or that I didn't make, but that trailer hitch file that I found, that
just size that to the proper size.
Size that to the proper size and put the right end piece on the back of it.
That would be cool to see.
See what it would hold. Yeah, no, we now have another testing device.
Yeah. How many people can we pull with a 3D printed coupler?
Yeah. But no, this is going to be fun to evolve. That's the word I'm going to use. I'm going to evolve.
We got. It looks like a decent base to start with.
Yeah.
The motor's questionable or how it's set, but all that can be moved.
I can adjust all of that. Yeah. I can figure all that out later.
And the nice thing is I have a welder, nice welder in the back. So
you've got a
you've
got a full MIG welder, don't you?
Yep.
Or is it a wire? No, you've got a full
wire. Yeah.
You've got a
gas.
Yeah, you've got a gas MIG welder versus the little popcorn flux core that I got.
Yeah.
Well, I've got access to a 220 stick welder, but I've got a high-low popcorn flux core that I do a lot of my garbage with.
They work, but they're messy.
Oh, they're messy as hell. But I need a compressor for air brakes. You're talking add an expense there, dude, and not everywhere requires air brakes. However, I do need to add an eye bolt and an eye hook on the front and back of this and the tender car for safety chains. That is one requirement of just about everywhere is safety chains that this does not have. But yeah, no, I've seen the air brake trucks, and I can get one truck for about what I paid for this.
Yeah, thought I heard thunder.
Oh, it was starting to kind of
drizzle.
It was starting to kind of it was spitting. It was like if he were standing around Daffy Duck when he's talking to you. You know, or Sylvester, not Daffy Duck. Okay. Sylvester the cat. Yeah, just a little bit of spittle that comes off of him.
He's telling the weather, not the news.
Yeah. But
okay, any questions so far?
Not that I've seen.
You need a compressor for the air brakes. You want to see something on this
file
engine?
Cutting now. What?
If anybody wants to see anything on this engine, now's a good time because we can just take it back apart and get nitty gritty.
I kind of want to bring the battery car in here and look at that, but I don't want to bring that in here because it probably weighs just as much as this does, and we don't have enough table space.
Much, yeah.
And it's dirty. It's outside under a tarp. But no, I'm going to have a voltmeter and an amp meter. in the back of the cab, so I can keep tabs on.
Power switches,
Yep.
reversing switch. What else?
Yep.
I
The
think
nice
that's
thing
about
about it is primarily a battery locomotive with a hybrid with a gas recharging system, basically. So it's quintessentially the stupid little meme of the gas van pulling a diesel generator to recharge the Tesla over in England or over in the EU. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but it's a gasoline little minivan thing pulling a diesel generator that is then plugged into like a Tesla or like a BMW like the little iSmarts or whatever they have over there.
I just saw one a couple days ago, but see, with the AI, it's hard to tell anymore.
Yeah. Well, this one's been around for about 6 years.
Okay. I might have seen that one. The one I just recently saw was a Tesla with a hitch on it, and then it's got one of those like wheelchair ramps on the hitch, but it had a generator on it, and they literally plugged it in.
I could see that happening.
You know, I'm kind of.
Did you know that the Cybertrucks, the rear fenders, trailer hitches
are junk?
And yes, they're junk, but they're held on with a 2-part epoxy.
That's pretty strong, though.
Dude, it's fucking hella strong. What's the guy? The guy that does all the EV swaps. He EV swapped a Hummer, and he has one of those Cybertrucks. I just saw like a little 3-minute Facebook thing.
The dude with the hell of a tan.
He's hell of a tan, but he's also bald.
I think I know you're talking. Yeah, glasses.
But he was talking about how Tesla literally glued the trailer hitch and bumper assembly and everything back onto his truck when it ripped off the first time from testing. And he got a hold of the same epoxy stuff that they used and put it on 2 cleaned, machined 2-inch aluminum. He took aluminum bar stock, a 2-inch round bar, cut it in half, machined it perfectly smooth, cleaned it, like you would before you would assemble something, and then followed the instructions of the epoxy. I think it was a layer on both that was semi-set, and then another layer in between. Smashed them both together, let it cure for 24 hours, and supposedly that 2-inch, I think it ends up being like 4 square inches of contact roughly, was enough to hold 14,000 pounds. Oh. Just that little 2-inch puck glued together was supposedly able to hold 14,000 pounds. And he literally hung his Cybertruck and the frame above his Cybertruck to keep the straps from crushing the Cybertruck off of a crane, maybe about a foot in the air. But yeah, it's crazy what they can and can't do now.
Question: does the motor turn over?
So
supposedly,
everything that I've been told says that the motor works, the motor runs, everything is copacetic on that. But then I've also been told by the previous owner that the motor had an oil change, but the oil was changed with more used oil. So I haven't started it yet, and it's been in the shop since it's been in here since I've had access to it. So I didn't really feel like starting it in here due to OSHA. We'll call it OSHA regulations of running electric motors or running gasoline motors inside of a enclosed shop space with no proper ventilation. But yeah, no, I haven't tried to turn it over or start it or anything yet.
We've pulled it.
I think, yeah, we've pulled it and it pulls. It also miss an air cleaner. But yeah, it spins. It's free spinning. I think it's got decent compression too. Maybe it doesn't have decent compression. Nope, there it is. There's compression. Yeah,
it's tight.
It's got good compression. Yeah, it's okay.
I think the pop the gas cap out there might be fuel in it. So I do think you ran it.
I don't know. I can't see. Yeah, there's a little bit in there. Little half-gallon gas tank. So if I do convert it over to be just gas motor only, I've also been looking. Generators came with this motor.
Mm-hmm.
They have a exponentially larger,
quieter
muffler. So obviously, turning the motor sideways would have to work into a redesign for the cab because it would be longer. But
that's the good thing about having all the lasers,
right? if and when that time comes around, I'll be looking into. I'm going to sneak past you again. I'm going to look into one of those generator mufflers so that it's maybe not whisper quiet, but definitely a lot quieter than the probably. So I don't have to wear hearing protection during engine use.
Yeah, that was going to be loud.
Result from loss of hearing. Yeah. I run these little Honda clones all day long. At work on various everythings. They're not bad. They're probably 90 to 100 decibels on average, I would say. They're louder if the exhaust is pointing straight back at you. This one points out the side.
Probably dump.
But they're also not quiet.
You got the Predators too. Always replace with Predator or something.
Yeah. And those are, same thing though. Just another Honda clone that's just as loud because it's the same exhaust.
Yeah. True.
So if I want to make it quieter, it's changing that exhaust to be a little bit more restrictive, a little bit more, whatever.
Let's see, Mark.
The air index of this engine is 3. The lower the air index, oh, cool. Apparently this is fairly efficient because it has emissions on it.
Oh, California ready?
Yeah.
Mark has a question. Are the batteries good?
Yes. I was told that the batteries were brand new when it was purchased from the other owner.
Excuse me, guys.
Supposedly, Bob bought it from Ben, and Ben bought it from the guy down wherever he got. This was part of that big E unit lot, Mark. If you remember Ben talking about that, or the F unit, the big 3-axle E unit that he bought. This was part of that lot, and then I guess Bob bought this off Ben, and then I bought this off Bob 2.5, 3 years later. But supposedly when Bob bought this off of Ben had either put new batteries in it or bought new batteries for it and gave them to Bob when Bob got it. I don't know if they're charged. I haven't thrown a voltmeter on them. I haven't even looked at them. But supposedly they're probably less than 2 years old right now, and they should be marine deep cycles.
That's what, if I remember right. Yeah.
If they're not, then there's a problem.
Lithium would be awesome.
Yeah.
But see, that's if you just do all electric.
Lithium's just expensive.
Yeah.
But Chuck says ditch the motor and go straight battery. Yeah, I could easily do that too. But I like the idea of being able to run for, turn on the headlights, run for 24 hours.
See, and that's the thing.
Burn the midnight oil. If I've just got straight batteries, I've got till the batteries die, and then I'm dead. I can be the guy that runs out on the railroad and picks up all those little battery buggers that have died after 4 hours.
Or you can do just like that one dude did, just put a little generator on the back, like a little Honda or something.
Oh yeah. But so I don't know. I've thought about going 40 different directions with this thing. The most current one is going to be keeping it in the direction that it currently is, just to get it functional, and then going from there. Because yeah, I could really easily fit probably both of those deep cycle batteries in the cab area and lose the electric motor or lose the gas engine and fine, because then I could throw in the motor chip that we found. I'd have to figure out how many amps this pulls at full tilt, but I could pull it. I could put in one of those motor chips that we found,
Yeah.
and then I could run it off of. I could run RC, and not even have to be near the thing to run it.
I think there's two, and there's a 20 amp and a.
There's a 10 amp, a 20 amp, and there's a 10, a 25, and a 50.
See, now I wouldn't even look at the 10.
Right. No, the 10's going to be for like if I'm running G scale stuff.
Yeah.
I
was thinking about
that was my plan, Mark. Was to just run the engine when I need to recharge. But I don't mind leaving it in the locomotive just because it's already there. Then I don't have to make a hot seat and sit over top the engine. But I mean that's not a bad idea.
You could still leave the engine in this and carry the batteries in the back car.
Right, but no, Mark was saying put the engine in the back car, put both the batteries in this, so that I wouldn't have to run the same back car all the time. The same reason why I put all my battery conversions in the locomotives themselves versus putting them in having a dedicated battery car. Because I like running different stuff different times, but at the same time with a locomotive this small, I'm gonna try to detail it to the point where I don't want to sit on the engine compartment or what would be the engine compartment. To get around, I'm not gonna mind having a trailing car.
Well, that's originally what it's set up for. Is the trailing car has the seat on it.
Right, the trailing car's got the seat, right, the batteries and everything. So, and the way it's set up right now is you've got basically a friction clutch to start the motor going, and then underneath on the trailing axle you have a piece of a V belt that is wrapped around another pulley on the axle that is then pulled by the brake lever to friction stop it. Whereas if you're just running straight electric, you rely on the motor to do all your stopping.
Well, you could do what they did here, and they did the strap on the pulley.
Yeah, they did the strap on a pulley. But if I wanted to get rid of all the stupid little handles behind, I'd have to figure out something else there.
And well, the nice thing about these motors, they're regenerative.
Yeah.
So that'll feed back, especially with the
assuming that the controller is set up for it.
Yeah, the ones we were looking are. Yeah.
Oh,
the cool. 50 is. I know it is.
Cool.
But I don't know about the other ones.
I would assume if the 50 is, that the 25 would be.
Yeah.
Set up to be regenerative. That's cool.
Let's see,
actually,
power?
Chuck, the hood on this thing is big enough. I probably could put a 50 watt or 30 watt solar panel on the top of that and still, be able to put all my little details on it.
I just start making some cars and throwing solar panels on them.
That gets me back to the cars. So, again, I've been looking around for cars, and cars in this scale are absolutely astronomically, ridiculously expensive.
Minimum is $3
for a kit that you have to build. And then those don't always come with the trucks that you still have to spend another $200 to $600 on. I've been looking around, and you can get like 1960s Bettendorf trucks for a decent price. For what I've seen is a decent price. But I've thought, okay, well, they used to make train cars out of wood all the time.
That's old school.
Why not just make a train car completely out of wood and then tie the whole thing together just like they used to with aircraft wire down to like
Ah,
4 turnbuckles underneath the bottom of the car, so that it's all tensioned together, just like it would have been a 1-to-1 car, but in eighth scale or 2.5 foot scale.
and the nice thing though is you can always dress them up to where they don't even look like the old school if you
Right,
don't want to. Yeah.
right. But make the frames like that a whole bunch. Make a whole bunch of frames like that, and then you can have woodside gondolas. You can have woodside box cars. You can have woodside reefers. You can have all kinds of really easily buildable cars that are just built out of plywood and some 2x4s or 1x4s.
Oh, you could run some wind turbines and a little propeller on your yacht.
Oh, I'm gonna put a little propeller on my hat. You know I'm not gonna do
Well,
that.
that just reminds me. I just found a little propeller and it snaps right onto that little ball right there. You know, and 3D print it.
I'm surprised.
I gotta find that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It just clips right on and just goes.
yeah, it spins away. Oh, Paul is in the house. Good evening, Paul.
Yeah.
John.
Do we have
Good
any
evening.
car plans in the library? Oh, we have all kinds of
Yes,
car plans
actually.
in the library at the mall. All the Garden Railroad or G scale plans. Yeah, we have a whole 3-ring binder and thing of them.
And it's so
There's
easy to
there's there's
scale them.
probably 40 or 50 plans in there. I don't know how many are for. I'm sure probably a good third of them at least are for rolling stock.
Yeah, because I was going through a few of those, looking at buildings and stuff to cut.
Right. Because I mean that's where you got the snowplow that you built.
Yeah,
You got that out of those plans.
Took it from plans to literally a model.
Yeah,
You have that one, don't you?
I do.
Oh, you
It's
do.
sitting
Okay,
on my
good.
shelf at my house. The really cool thing is I have a 24-inch round culvert that's about 6 foot long that I was thinking about cutting the bottom third off of to use as a railroad tunnel for like a 2-track railroad tunnel. But the more I think about it, it's really, really big, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to get a couple of 24-inch trash can lids, put those on either end of it, take the handles off, and make it a tank car. Because it's sturdy enough you could sit on it.
That would work.
Because the inside is all smooth, and then it's got the corrugated outside, but it's a 24-inch tube.
That would work.
And it's nice and sturdy.
That'd be pretty close.
Make a little ride on. Yeah.
I think put 3 or 4 people on that car with no problem, no seats needed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it'd be fairly comfortable because it'd have just a little bit of give.
We'd have to do something better than trash can lids, though.
We'd figure something out. But I like the domed idea of the trash can lids.
Oh, the domed ones.
Yeah, the metal trash can lids, or I guess the plastic ones too. It would work. But get some of the larger ones that are too big for it and cut them down so that they would just fit on the ends.
Yep.
So it would look like a domed end car. But then the whole outside would be corrugated, which then I could really easily wrap in plexiglass, or no, I wouldn't want to wrap it in that because it needs to be able to bend around the car. So just wrap it in something so that it would be smooth on the outside versus the corrugated.
Yeah. Oh, just thin plastic. Oh,
yeah.
Matter of fact, I've got
just super thin leg stand. Saddle tank switcher.
So when will we see the saddle tanker switcher in 7.5?
What saddle tank switcher? What saddle tank switcher?
I'm assuming it's what we're talking about. If it comes to fruition next spring, next
fall, fall. I don't know. I've still got G scale stuff to do. I've got work. Mind you guys, I'm not retired like most of the people that run this scale.
True. Let's see. Oh, it's a model railroad show. Good evening. Good evening.
Steam. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to run
Oh,
live
saddle
Steam.
tank.
That just
I
that.
gotcha.
So, me being of the persuasion of the kind of guy that likes to be able to work on his own stuff, and um, all of my cars that I own cost less than $4,000. Um, if I were to put all of them together, I probably still couldn't be able to. I probably still wouldn't be able to afford a live Steam in 7.5 inch gauge, unless it was one that was like already
Oh yeah, they're
exploded and I
not
had to buy a
cheap.
new boiler for it.
Yeah, 7.5. That's yeah. For 15, I think I saw one for 15,000.
They're starting at
Yeah,
like
it was a
12 and a
used.
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful engine though.
Oh, they're gorgeous. They're super fun. Again, EJ and K Railroad on YouTube. They
Mm-hmm.
they run live Steam at least once a month, all 12 months of the year, regardless of. They've got a whole bunch of winter running videos of them plowing snow and running live Steam and everything like all throughout the year. But they run a lot of live Steam stuff. Um,
Oh, cool. Thank you so much, Jerry. We're working on it. You know what? That reminds me. Thank you. That reminds me.
so where are you at? How many subscribers do you have?
3 6, not a lot.
369,
361. I just gained one today. But my goal is here at when we hit 500, we're gonna have a nice little giveaway.
Oh.
So, and not just a module or two. I'm thinking about probably like an N-scale engine, a new engine, and maybe a few other things. We will give away a couple modules, but some unique things. Once we hit that 500 mark,
He's got big plans. Guys.
oh yeah,
He's got big plans. Whether they actually happen or not, nobody knows. But he's got big plans.
hopefully I won't. Well, these guys won't let me forget.
No, I won't let you forget either, unless I forget. But that's neither here nor there.
Jack in the shop, how are we doing this evening? Good to see you, sir.
Where's my chat? My chat didn't pop back up. There it is. There's my chat.
Oh, there are videos of live steam rotary snow plows. Oh, in 7.5, that would be so cool to see.
That'd be so cool.
I haven't seen those yet. I'm gonna have to go look at.
I need to go look for them too, because that would be really cool.
You know what? We can do that while I'm sitting.
We have the ability.
Yes,
we have the power. We can rebuild it. Well, we've been talking about. Well, you can't see it in the screen anymore because I've taken the cab off of it. But my recently acquired
dude,
a full goose with plow.
kind of
Different. Definitely different.
Are you sure that's screen? Yeah. Is it this one?
I don't know.
It's this one.
Maybe.
Oh,
Your phone hates you.
it's 8 o'clock.
Do you know where your children are?
I don't.
Yeah, you're inside with mine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I had to. My son does parkour, and I had to rush over here. That's why we're starting at 7, because I had to take him to parkour this Friday, and his class gets done at 6:30, and I was like, "Yeah, you're coming with me today. You're going to meet Sean's kids." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're going to meet Sean's kids, and you're going to play nice." And before we walked out here, it was like, "If there's any blood, I want to see some teeth."
and
And Sean was
photos.
like, "And photos." I'm like,
Yeah,
photos too.
photos. You know what? Let's see here.
He broke it.
I broke it.
Go figure.
Cancel. But hey, I got this. There we go. Check this one. We gotta go to the beginning.
Yeah.
Jerry. That is just so cool.
3D HP is Jerry, right?
Yes, 3D HP is Jerry.
Jerry. There's never. I'm amazed I remember your name. There's never a wrong time to get more track and more modules. Never. Even when your wife says not to. Always get more track and modules.
And modules are easily.
Exactly.
As long as they don't see how quick that pile is growing in height, we're good.
I know. I think of that too. It's more like American Ninja Warrior type stuff. It's a ninja gym up in Grimes. But It's really cool. I'd probably kill myself if I tried to do half the stuff he does. But then he's also 14 and he bounces. I don't
Yeah.
bounce anymore.
No, my knees are giving out, and I know. Just thinking about it hurts.
Yeah, I had to plant 3 trees today, and getting up from off the ground from tucking those trees in was just my knees were not happy with me. But then again, I'm also parkour. But then again, I am squirrel mode right now. Not I'm not anywhere near as young as I used to be, but I'm also severely dehydrated. Um,
I wonder why. It's been hot
for those of us who don't live here in Iowa, we've had heat index in the triple digits
with high humidity on
with
top of
like 85-90% humidity all week, and it has been absolutely horrific.
it. Jerry, I think we're all like that. I know I am for sure. Well, let's see. I'm looking for that snowplow and squirrel moment.
Yep, squirrel mode.
Oh, here is this.
There's one,
There's a rotary. Oh,
and
so
yet the
this
only people
one.
that can see it is us.
Not now.
Oh, they can. Millbrook actually, his is kind of a rotary, but it's not a rotary. That one's a gas rotary. You just started a gas motor. But Millbrook actually just has I believe he's just got a snowblower, just a 2-stage snowblower that he has taken the drive wheels off of and mounted it onto the front of a flat car, or just on a set of trucks, and that's what he pushes around when it's too big for his he's got a really cool deep winged plow that he uses a lot.
If I can at least get me in here. There we go. It works.
Yeah.
The little blower actually works.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, it looks like it's literally just the back half of a 2-stage. It's got the chute above the spinny bit. It just chews up the stuff and throws it.
I'll see. I want to stick my finger into that sucker, see what happens.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, Dad, found the rabbit hiding in the snow.
Oh, hey, how come the snow looks like cherry?
A buddy of mine. Well, not a buddy of mine. My I was doing the driveway once, and this family's cat passed away,
Oh.
and they weren't in town. They had somebody taking care of their house, and the cat passed away, and it's the middle of winter, and there's a foot of snow on the ground, and whoever was taking care of the house, I guess, called them, and they said just throw it outside. Well, the dude doesn't throw it outside the backyard or put it in a trash can like what they expected him to do. He just throws it outside into the driveway.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh lordy! That's a story for another day.
Uh-huh. Did you know that a frozen cat will break a snowblower?
Oh, I bet.
It's like hitting a log.
Yeah. It's kind of morbid in its own way, but
it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't gross. It was just thunk, chunk. Snap both the. It snapped off both of the feeder snap pins that keep you from breaking more stuff in the internals. And I had to kind of dig around because it's literally in the middle of the driveway. So I kind of had to dig around and figure out what it was. And that's what it was.
Oh, you hit it?
Yeah, I hit it with my snowblower.
Oh, they didn't hit it, so they don't know.
No, I hit it with the snowblower. And then we had to call them. We had to call the homeowners to ask them why there was a frozen cat stuck to their driveway. Which is then we learned out that they're out of town, which is why we were snowblowing the driveway, because they normally do their own. Yeah.
Oh, lordy.
People are weird.
Hey, I got it figured out, dude.
I would have to RC that thing like I did my mower, or better yet, just move.
Oh.
RC which thing? We've talked about a lot of things. The snowblower or the little switcher, because the the controller box
snowblower
probably, but the control box that we were talking about, the motor controller, you can actually, it has inputs on it for a 3-wire servo feed. So you can stick in just a regular RC transponder or transmitter receiver. You can stick in a regular RC receiver from anywhere. I use Spectrum for my RC stuff. I could just stick a Spectrum receiver in there, run a servo wire to that controller, and then wire it into either my finger throttle, or if I really wanted to be fancy, I could turn the steering into the directionals.
Oh, that'd work.
So I'm not even messing with the throttle. I'm just turning it one way, goes forward, turn it backwards, goes the other, and it runs off of that. And yeah, so one of the easy ways. The snowblower. Yeah, no, that'd be cool to the RC, the snowblower.
Talking about the Brick Mountain Railroad, they have Hell's Gate or Hell Gates Bridge.
Oh, that's cool.
I gotta see if we can get this.
They have a full size. They have a mini full size version of the mini version that you made.
I haven't made this one yet. I'm working on this one. Actually, Heath from Humanity Junction. Yep.
I know who you're talking about sometimes.
Yep. Check that out.
That's cool. See, I see that, and I just see money.
It's a heck of a club.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. We need to show. I haven't done it. Mr. Olson's Crossing.
Oh yeah.
I need to find videos. A full size.
We have a full size 1-to-1 crossing signal, not the crossbuck, but the upright, the railroad crossing sign, and 4 working lights. It is up for sale. Our G Scale Club president had it in his layout, but it is he is getting too old, and he's dismantling his layout slowly but surely. And he
all lights have been replaced with LED.
Yeah, it's full LED. I believe it has a bell that works. Again, it is just the signal post. There is no crossbuck.
No, that's what you'd find out in the country road.
Yeah. Sean does have photo and video of it. Should you want to see it, he'll eventually post it someday, unless it gets sold. He is asking
11 for it.
I believe he said he was asking 12. I think he said he'd take 1,000. But again, we can also get you in contact with him, and you can haggle price with him also. It is located here in Des Moines, Iowa. Shipping is on your dime.
That's worth putting on.
Personal pickup is preferred.
Because it's almost 10 foot tall. It's got to be 10 foot tall.
Yeah, I think it's damn near 10 foot tall.
If not 12.
Nah, it's not 12. Not 12. It's damn near 10 foot tall. The pole is aluminum, so it's not crazy heavy. It's just large. Yeah.
Oh, I need a lot of 3D printers for that bridge.
Yeah.
You ain't kidding. Oh, here we go. They're actually riding across it.
It's a full-size bridge of a model railroad bridge.
That's
just cool. That's just cool.
And now you can understand the excitement about having a 7.5 inch. You actually get to ride the rails.
Yeah. I know over in Europe they like the 3.5 inch, no, 5.5 inch gauge. The ones where it's basically it's an elevated track that's like your ride-on cars are like saddle cars, where your legs dangle either side. Those are big over there because they again take up less space. But yeah, over here in the States we like the 7.5 inch and bigger.
Yep. Gotta have a leader. More power.
insert dirty pun here.
All right. Oh, I've been at it for a little here.
Yeah, we've been at it for a while.
So, we good?
We've talked about big trains. We've talked about more big trains. We've talked about plans for big trains. We've talked about big trains.
Little tech.
We've talked a
little
little
train.
bit. Yeah, we've
Little car.
you've shown off the cluster that is the back table.
This is. I don't think I've ever shown this mess on other than today.
Yep.
So, guys, soak it up.
You're welcome. You're welcome for making him do it. I didn't make him do anything. He only does stuff on his free will. I can't make him do anything.
That's true.
Oh.
Let's see. But yeah, any more questions before we close it up?
It's a lot better than mine. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Before Sean was thinking about doing this as I'm over at my house showing off my house stuff, and yeah, that probably wouldn't work very well. Just a mountain of modules and train stuff behind me wouldn't look like anything.
I always put the chair in the corner of all that.
Chair already is in the corner of all that.
Oh, okay.
I've got an L-shaped desk. I've got my laser. I've got my little 10-watt laser here. I've got my computer sitting over here. I got up here on a shelf. I've got my Neptune 4 Plus, and then the two Marses next to that, and then the curing station next to that. In front of that is my little cleaning station setup that I have for the resin stuff. Underneath the desk in both corners is cardboard boxes full of just throwaway garbage off the Neptune from trees or just sprues and just garbage stuff. And then right behind my computer and tucked into the corner is a stack of corner modules that has my soldering station sitting on top of those on my desk. Yeah, and then behind me, if I'm sitting at my desk, is a box on the floor that's got probably a dozen rolls of filament in it, and then behind that is a stack of N scale modules, and then over here is 5 different boxes full of RC car stuff.
I forgot about that hobby.
Yeah.
So definitely a hobby room.
Yeah, it's a hobby mess.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I'll try to enjoy my weekend. I'm gonna go. It's now dark, so I should probably. It's probably not quite dark yet.
More than welcome.
It's almost dark.
Check out Chuck at
Train 9 PA.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, he does some really cool stuff with the N scale. I believe he's got 3-rail O on there, and he also does a lot of intro.
And he's been working on that triple drop
canyon.
It's turning out really nice.
Yeah,
can't wait to see it here in his next video.
The Jurassic Park Canyon.
Yep.
See, I may not watch all of them, but I at least hear about them. I skim through them. It's hard to watch a Wednesday midday show when you're at work.
Yeah. Understandable. But on that note, I think we've had a wonderful show. Good seeing everybody here. If you're in Des Moines, you know what? If you're in Des Moines, Sundays, between noon and 3, come up to Merle Hay Mall. 90% of the time, we are there. Downfall is it does take 3 people to open it, but 90% of the time, we have 3 people.
At least 3 people.
And are we running ops this week? Or is that next weekend?
Theoretically, this weekend would be an op session. Op session morning. Oli has yet to send it out because I've yet to send it to Oli to send out to tell people.
It'll be hit and miss.
But yeah, it's always hit and miss. But if you wanna show up,
still,
if you want to get there at 10, I'll be there. Let me know. I'll be there at 10.
Oh, I'll definitely be bringing in. The circus train is now all boxed up and ready to go. Which,
hey, Mark Herzog, you still on, or did you go away? You may have gone away. We have 10 people watching. But we'll see if Marky Mark's here. But you can't see who's watching when you're in. Can you?
Nope. No, I can only see how many people are here, and that's it. Just the last two. Yeah.
Yep, Marky Mark's here. I'll be there at 10. So if you want to get there earlier and discuss business with Caboose Stop, let me know. But I'll be there early. So play with trains before the doors open.
I'll try to be there.
Yeah, you'll get there when you get there. You're lucky if you're awake by the time I get there.
Right?
It helps that I live 30 minutes closer than you do.
Yeah, you're literally just down the street. That makes it nice.
Yeah.
But on that note, you guys, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow night, check out Our Ballard Designs, Making It Up As We Go. Fun show. We talk about 3D printers and lasers and CNC routers and all the good stuff, all the cool stuff. I want to say toys, but they're not toys.
They're toys. They're toys. That's like me calling. I know it's only $1,000, but that's like me calling my $1,000 hobby rate RC car a toy.
Okay,
it's a toy.
Good toy.
Granted, I don't use my RC cars to make money,
but these are my tools. But yeah, we talk about all that stuff. We talk about videos and a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, come on out, check it out. Our Ballard Designs. That's tomorrow night, 7:55 Central, the real time. And then there is Jerry with 3DHP. I'm pretty sure Jerry threw a link in.
I think he threw a link up.
Jerry, if you haven't, make sure you have thrown a link in. And make sure that's it. That's good. We're all good.
Yeah, that check out Train Guy in PA. Follow his buildings of all the modules that he's putting together.
Especially this one. This one's turning out really cool.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Go run trains.
Go run trains.
Just go run trains and have fun.
Be kind. Stay on track. Have a good one.
Later, guys.